Okay, so there's an update on the hot water heat. I tried to get a nice clean look under the stove. Unfortunately, I just could not draw the BTUs. It's just one of these things you try and it doesn't work the way you want. And you go back and you redesign it, kind of like building a chainsaw, the saws that I know how to do, I can make them rip because I know how to do them. And while the general principles are the same, each saw might be a little bit different. So this is kind of along the same line of thinking. I tried to put it under the stove, down underneath there, thinking that I could extract enough heat and it would be a nice clean look. What I ended up doing is I ended up putting it up on the side here, on the side of the stove, on some stilts. And what I'll do is I'll pour some water through. Now this water is out of the tap, hot water, so it's probably about 130 degrees. So it's actually won't be totally indicative. If anything, it'll be a little bit warmer than this, but we'll see what we get out of it. And also this stove right now, this isn't even cranking. I mean, I got some red oak in here, and this is on its downward burn cycle. So, I mean, you can definitely add another 10, 20 degrees to this peak. If it peaks at 200 and then runs down to, say, 170, takes 4, 5, 6 hours, then you throw another load of wood on there, you bounce it back up. You're obviously going to get your BTUs. The hotter the water, the more BTUs you're going to get. But the back room where I have my lathe and that, I have an electric heater that I know puts out, 5,280 BTUs. And that'll keep that room about 65 degrees when it's about 0 degrees, and it was like 0 degrees last night. So if I use a cast iron radiator, which I'd like to use, but they're very expensive, or baseboard heat, I think I'd need about about 8 feet, about 10 feet would give me 6,000 BTUs, which would be a little bit more than what the electric does. And at the water temperature of, say, whatever this comes out, let's say this is 160, 170 from here, average, it should be ample to heat. So we'll go ahead and we'll just try the experiment here. This is where the cold's going to come in. Like I said, the water that's going to come in here from the return, if you're pumping it out at whatever this temperature is, you usually lose about 20 degrees. So we'll see what this is. I know this water is probably about 130 degrees. So we'll pour some of this through here. As you can see, we got some steam coming off of here. So this thing is she's throwing some heat. Okay. And I think we got about 162 degrees, which is pretty good. I mean, this is like I said, this fire is on its downward spiral. It's not ripping. If I let this burn down, get the water temperature down to maybe 150, and throw another load in here, I could probably get this up to about 200 degrees. And I'll shoot another video later. We'll just let this burn down, and then we'll fire it up again later on tonight and see what I can get out of it. I'd be happy if I hit 180. I mean, I'm happy with this right here. This will be perfect. If it comes out of here at 160, comes back at 140, then it'd be beautiful heat. So, alrighty, folks. Little ingenuity, little screwing around, and you get what you want. Same thing with the saws. I mean, you really don't need a dyno for a saw, in my opinion. Nothing against dynos. I think they're great tools, but they don't take into account the chain. So how I do it with my saws is I just put a tachometer on it, and I use an off-the-roll chain and just keep playing with it until I get the power I want.